Imagine finding out the home you've owned for years is suddenly being foreclosed on because somehow the deed got transferred to someone else without you knowing. Well, this is exactly what happened to some Houston homeowners. KPRC2 reporter Bryce Newberry spoke with 3 people who believe the same deed thief targeted them.
She contacted me to let me know that she worked at an attorney's office and that they had my paperwork, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she says, did you get a loan in your house? I said, no, what do I need a loan for? I don't owe nothing. So he says, Mom, it's real. I said, but son, I didn't do that. He says, Mom, I know you didn't do it. I'm looking at the paperwork. It's not your signature. It is not your signature. So I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Or I don't understand how somebody can do that when they're not even the real person, when I am the real person and I can't do things that I want to do. And I have all the documents. I have my license in front of you. I have everything proving who I am. But yet somebody can just come like this and just scam your property, take your property just because they want to? No, that's not right. Start looking up your documents. Do your research. Everybody, please, please look at everything. Make sure your house is in your name.
Wow, very scary. Well, we want to make sure you know how to check if your home is still under your name. Joining me now live to talk about how this can happen and how you can protect yourself is real estate attorney Cassie McGarvey. Cassie, good morning. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Of course. Thank you very much.
So
Glad to be here.
So the main question here on everyone's mind is, how can something like this happen?
Well, it's really quite simple, actually, is that the how is somebody pretends to be you, the owner of your home. And unfortunately, there's notaries out there or people who will steal notary stamps, and they can pull a sample deed off the internet and find something, fill in the blanks, and get it recorded at the real property records.
That's very scary. You would think in this day and age there would be a process to vet something like this. It's really eye-opening. With that said, who is most likely to be targeted?
The people that I've seen as the most likely targets for this are going to be vacant lot owners, such as people who just own an empty lot. They're holding on to it for future development. And then also owners of properties potentially in like lower income areas. And I see this happening like what we've had with those Yancey deeds from Bryce's story last night. But also where we see it happening more often is with families who haven't done any type of estate administration or probate proceeding for a generation or two. You have multiple owners of a home, and one person will pretend to be the grandparent and have an old deed conveying the property out.
Man, that's very scary. I was wondering too, if age is a factor, and then folks who have more than one home in across state lines, for example, like snowbirds.
Right. I would say it's more likely a factor for people who are not, I hate to say not as attentive, but definitely with age. You also have people who will target certain neighborhoods or certain blocks. And you will get people to sign documents where they don't know exactly what they're signing. Yeah. So it's a combination of both the actual forged signatures, but sometimes the person actually signs it, but they don't know what it is that they're signing. They're just being misled.
Cassie, we're obviously talking about the problem. Let's talk about a solution. Is there a solution here that homeowners can do, or something actions they can take to prevent this from happening to them?
Well, unfortunately, there's no real way to prevent it. We do not have mechanisms in place for the clerks to verify that the people who are filing a document or recording a document in real property records are authorized to be recording that document. But what we can do is be vigilant. I don't want to alarm people by any means, but I think the best thing that you can do is stay current on your property taxes, stay out of tax court. If you have vacant property, keep an eye on it, make sure that nobody's there, nobody's been mowing it that shouldn't be mowing it. And then I think also the other part that you can do is have estate planning documents in place and actually, when somebody passes away, probate those documents and document the appropriate title changes.
And then, of course, if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to a real estate attorney or someone who has expertise in this field.
Correct.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay, Cassie McGarvey, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.